Jai Hind everyone. I am Ayushi, Assistant Professor, IT Department. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is arrays. First we are going to start with introduction of arrays. Later we will proceed towards how we are going to notate and represent arrays, and how we are going to insert or manipulate or update an array. To begin with, we start with some examples of arrays. As you can see, there are 4 different pictures. What you can acknowledge from these 4 blocks, for these pictures, in the first block there is a heap or a collection of books. This particular picture is a collection of books. This picture denotes a collection of a circle which is comprising of different types of leaves. Then next image is of different types of flowers. These are a collection, this is a collection of different trees. So what we can conclude with this particular slide, that this is an array, this is an array, this is an array, this is also an array. But what is an array? Why I am saying that these are 4 different types of arrays? Because array is said to be a collection or a collection of different objects. Array is a collection of different objects, different in number, in reference of, not in the reference of their nature, but in the reference of their count, we can say. So array, we can say that array is a collection of homogeneous elements. This is a collection of 6 different books. These books are different with each other, but the true nature is that all these 6 books are books. But these 2 books are same, but other than these 2 books, these 4 books are different. So we can say that array is a collection of homogeneous elements. Coming towards the next picture, this is a collection of leaves. All leaves are different from each other, but still they are sharing some common nature, that they belongs to the same category of leaf. This group is said to be a collection of leaves. The leaves is the homogeneous nature, and because it is in multiple quantity, in these are in count more than 1, so we can say it is a collection of leaves, and collection of homogeneous nature is said to be an array. Then now we are going to learn the basic concepts related to an array. Why we need array? So in real time, in machine learning, in research, we need a data set to work upon it. First, we have a collection or a set of values over which we want to proceed, over which we want to perform some operations, over which we want to implement our understanding or our learning or experiment. These data sets must be of homogeneous nature. So many applications in today's world require multiple data items that have common characteristics. For example, अगर मैं किसी एक पर्टिकुलर डिजीज़ के बारे में कोई रिसर्च कर रही हूँ, तो मुझे उस पर्टिकुलर डिजीज़ से रिलेटेड एक डेटा सेट चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल ब्रेन ट्यूमर, तो ब्रेन ट्यूमर पेशेंट्स की मुझे डिटेल्स चाहिए. तो एक कलेक्शन ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन जो होगा, जिसमें ब्रेन ट्यूमर पेशेंट्स का डेटा होगा, उनकी पैरामीटर्स होंगे, उनके क्रेडेंशियल्स होंगे, तो वो एक कॉमन कलेक्शन जो होगा, वो क्या कह सकते हैं, हम उसे क्या रेफर कर सकते हैं, अरे. अब अगर मुझे ब्रेन ट्यूमर पेशेंट्स के लिए कोई एक मेडिसिन या कोई एक ट्रीटमेंट स्टडी करना है या मुझे क्रिएट करना है, तो उसके लिए मैं कैंसर पेशेंट्स का डेटा नहीं लूँगी. तो कैंसर पेशेंट्स का डेटा और ब्रेन ट्यूमर पेशेंट्स का डेटा जो होगा, वो आपस में क्या होगा, हेट्रोजीनियस, डिफरेंट. बट वी नीड टू रिक्वायर homogeneous elements. In mathematics, array is a concept of mathematics. In mathematics, we often express such groups, such collection of elements as data items. Suppose I have labeled a group, a collection of elements where I have multiple elements, and this group is said to be X. I have labeled this collection of 4 elements as labeled as X. This is a group called, a collection called X. So one element is X1, second is X2, then X3, then X4. So my collection, my array, which is named as X, has 4 elements, 4 different elements, but these 4 different elements are homogeneous in nature, similar in nature. X1, X2, X3, X4 are part of our subset of our elements of this label X. So how we index in mathematics, how we index our elements in array? X is the label group name of these elements, and X1, X2, X3 up to Xn. Suppose my array is having n number of elements in the array. So starting from 1, how many elements we are going to have? N elements. X1, X2, X3, Xn. Okay. Then why arrays are so essential for some applications, or why we require them? First, it is very important for us to know why we require this particular concept. कोई भी concept हो उसके लिए सबसे पहले हमें जानना जरूरी है कि real time में उसका क्या use है. So, if we want to perform some sorting technique on the numbers that we have entered via keyboard, or when we want to calculate the mode and standard deviation or other mathematical operations over a large data set, average, suppose we want to calculate the average of entire batch, average marks of entire batch, average marks scored by entire college, topper of the college, how we will calculate the topper of the college? For that, we have a large data set of students, large data sets of marks of students from different sections, from different branches. From that, we have, if we want to arrange their marks in certain order, or we want to calculate the highest marks scored from that particular collection, we will perform these set tasks very easily with the help of arrays. So next question arises that how we are going to store a set of data that in a manner that we will be able to perform all these operations efficiently. कैसे हम array को store करेंगे? array की indexing ऐसे होती है, array के अंदर हम इस तरह के elements store करते हैं, but it is also very important to understand how we are going to store, how we are going to use या inculcate the concept of arrays in our programming. Before that, there are 3 different representations of arrays. First is this is called 1D array. D is said to be dimensional, one-dimensional array. It is just like a horizontal row of elements. All the elements are stacked in a contiguous memory allocation, subsequently to each other, adjacent to each other. This is called one-dimensional arrays. All the elements of the collection are stored in a single row. In a single row, how many rows are there is in this particular representation? Only one row. And how many columns? There are n number of columns, multiple columns in this particular representation. Because we are using only a single row in this particular representation of array, that's why we are going to refer it as 1D array, one-dimensional array. All the elements are stored in only one dimension. Single row but multiple columns. Similarly, coming towards the next representation of array, that is two-dimensional array, 2D array, two-dimensional, 2 parameters, length or breadth. And in arrays, as you know in mathematics, you have studied already in mathematics, arrays are similar to matrix. Arrays are similar to matrices or matrix, we can say. And in array, two-dimensional array, we store our elements in 2 dimensions, row-wise these are rows, row wise and column wise. All right, row, ठीक है, row number 0, row number 1, R0, R1, R2, R3. In this particular array, we have how many rows? 4 rows. And in each row, we have stored data or elements in how many columns? 5 columns. Column number 0, column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, column number 4. This two-dimensional array representation is equals to a matrix, where we store our elements in row and column. Row and column. As you know, in matrix, we represent our matrix. Suppose this is the matrix with name M. With M, if this is a matrix, then what is going to be the dimension of this particular matrix? How many rows? Number of rows by number of columns. How many rows are there in this particular representation? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if rows is 4, number of rows are 4 and number of columns are what? Starting from 0 up to 4, it is going to be 5. So, this particular two-dimensional array is of order 4 by 5. Alright. Next representation is of 3D array. Just like a cube or cuboid, we can theoretically represent our data in this particular representation. But practically, we cannot say that it is impossible to store our data in this particular representation, but it is going to be very complex. अगर हमें 3-dimensional data ही 3-dimensional array के थ्रू ही अपना data represent करना है, तो there are other ways जिनको हम जिसके थ्रू हम more efficiently अपना data store करा सकते हैं. तब हमें 3D array use करने की need नहीं है. Practically, it is efficient to use 1-dimensional array and 2-dimensional array. But we are not going to use 3D array because it is going to be very complex in terms of resources and CPU utilization. So we don't prefer 3D representation. Okay, it is only theoretical concept. Okay, जितनी भी हमारी करिकुलम में प्रोग्राम्स हैं या हमारा डिजाइन हुआ है, एरेज का कंसेप्ट हम 1-dimensional एंड 2-dimensional तक ही लिमिटेड रखते हैं. हम प्लस नहीं जाते डायमेंशंस के रेलेवेंस में. 1-dimensional and 2-dimensional, we have restricted our implementation of arrays within these two only. Okay, why? वो मैं आपको रीजन बता चुकी हूँ, क्योंकि 3D arrays या 3D 4D arrays में अगर हम करेंगे तो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी जो होगी वो और ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो जाएगी और वो हमें करनी नहीं है. Then now it is the officially with this slide we are going to start the introduction of arrays. Before that we have only studied the basic concept representation. We have just taken an overview of the arrays. Now introduction to arrays. What is the definition? What is going to be the definition of arrays? Before structuring, before creating or before designing the definition of array, first it is very important for us to understand that array lies under the category of structured data. Why we are referring arrays as structured data, or why we are referring it as an example of structured data? What is the meaning of structured? That is something that is done in a very planned way. If I am saying that an array is a collection of homogeneous elements, that means homogeneous means similar elements. I have planned that this particular group is a collection of students. A class is a collection of students. That is structured. That all the names in the list of class, in the list called class, will be of students' name only. Okay. All right. Arrays are examples of structured data. In C language, arrays are referred to as structured data types. Also, along with structured data type, arrays are also referred as derived data types. Derived data types. What is the meaning of derived data types? Something that is created with the help of something else, that has inherited properties of some other concept. So in order to create an array, we have to also take support. Yeah, we also have to include another sort of data type. You all know what are primitive data types. We have certain data types that lies under the category of primitive data types, that are int, char, float, double and void. These 5 are primitive data types. In order to declare an array, we have to include, it is mandatory, compulsory to include one of these primitive array. Only then we can create an array by including a keyword related to these one of the 5 primitive data types. So array is said to be an derived data type. Next, array is a data structure, correct? Array is a data structure. Why we are after structured data, we are going to refer it as a data structure. What is a data structure? A structure that is going to store some data in a structured way. कोई हिरार्की, एक पर्टिकुलर हिरार्की फॉलो हो रही है, एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर फॉलो हो रहा है, एक मेथडोलॉजी है, एक प्रोसेस है एलिमेंट्स को स्टोर करने की, एक्सेस करने की, उन पर कोई ऑपरेशन इंप्लीमेंट करने की. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर रेफरिंग इट एज array as a data structure which can represent a collection of data items which have the same data type. Within brackets it is already defined that वो same data type, मतलब वो elements, वो group of array ऐसा data structure होने वाला है. It is a data structure which is a collection of elements of same data type. Same data type हम कैसे define करते हैं? जब हम बताते हैं अच्छा इस ग्रुप में सारे इंटीजर ही होंगे, इस कलेक्शन में सारे कैरेक्टर वैल्यूज ही होंगे, इस कलेक्शन में सारी फ्लोट वैल्यूज होंगी. सपोज आई एम गोइंग टू से दैट आई वांट टू डिक्लेयर एन एरे ऑफ नेम मार्क्स, और उस मार्क्स एरे में सारे मार्क्स मुझे फ्लोट में ही चाहिए, एक्यूरेट फ्लोट में ही चाहिए. ऑलराइट, तो सपोज मैंने एक मार्क्स नाम का एक एरे बनाया, ठीक है, और मैं डिफाइन कर रही हूं कि उस मार्क्स नाम के एरे में जितने भी एलिमेंट्स होंगे, अब आप खुद ही सपोज बताइए, अज्यूम करके मार्क्स नाम का एरे, उसमें सिर्फ मैं क्या कर रही हूँ 5 डिफरेंट स्टूडेंट्स के एक सब्जेक्ट के मार्क्स फीड कर रही हूँ. तो उसमें मुझे 1 डायमेंशनल एरे की रिक्वायरमेंट है या 2 डायमेंशनल एरे की रिक्वायरमेंट है, क्योंकि मुझे एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए बट डिफरेंट स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मार्क्स फीड करने हैं. तो दैट मीन्स मुझे 1 डायमेंशनल एरे की ही नीड है, उसमें 2 डायमेंशनल एरे का कोई रोल नहीं है. तो सपोज मैं उसमें मार्क्स फीड करना चाहती हूँ 27.5, 62.5, 70.0, 69.5 and 79.0. So all these marks, all these 5 values are different. They can be identical, but in this particular example, these five different values are different. But all these values have some common nature. That all these 5 values are of float nature. These all 5 values are decimal. तो ये कौन से डेटा टाइप को बिलोंग करती है? फ्लोट. तो हम या तो कलेक्शन में सारी फ्लोटिंग वैल्यूज ही डालेंगे, या कलेक्शन इंटीजर वैल्यूज का ही होगा, या कैरेक्टर वैल्यूज का ही होगा. 2 वैल्यूज फ्लोट की, 2 वैल्यूज इंटीजर की और 1 वैल्यू कैरेक्टर की, ऐसा हम कोई कलेक्शन नहीं बना सकते. ऐसा कोई कलेक्शन एरे तो नहीं कहलाया जाएगा. ऑलराइट, तो ये हमें बहुत ध्यान में रखना है कि हमारा एरे एक ऐसा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है विच इज गोइंग टू बी अ कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा आइटम्स. which have the same data type. और we can say इस definition को हम थोड़ा और mold कर सकते हैं that array is a collection of homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements means similar elements that have some common properties in nature. All right. Next point is an array lets you declare and work with a collection of values of the same type. ये उसकी restriction है, ये उसका characteristic भी है कि array जब भी हम create करेंगे, declare करेंगे, तो हमारे mind में ये होना चाहिए definite कि इस particular collection में सारे elements similar type के ही होंगे. An array is one more thing. It is defined as a finite ordered collection of homogeneous data. Finite ordered means limited, counted number of elements. N number of elements, infinite set हम नहीं बना सकते. Infinite number of elements हम उसमें store नहीं करा सकते. We have to give a count of numbers that how many elements or how many values we want to store in the array while declaring. जब हम declare करेंगे अपने array को तभी हमारे पास वो value एक certain number होना चाहिए कि हम max to max इतने elements इसमें store कराने वाले अपने array में. Next, array is of two types. Single dimensional array जिसे हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, one dimensional array. Next category is one dimensional array. इस पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्पल में यहाँ पे हमने जो 1D array बोला वो क्या है, वन डायमेंशनल या सिंगल डायमेंशनल array, और मल्टी डायमेंशनल array में ये दो आते हैं, 2D array एंड 3D array. एंड प्रैक्टिकली जो फिजिबिलिटी की अगर पॉइंट पे बात करें, प्रैक्टिकली हम बात करें, एफिशिएंसी की बात करें, तो हम सिर्फ मल्टी डायमेंशनल array में किसे कवर करेंगे, 2D arrays को. 3D arrays को हम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे. कीप इन माइंड दिस. तो मल्टी डायमेंशनल array की बात होती है तो सिर्फ हम किसको डिस्कस करेंगे, 2D array को. इट इज बेटर टू यूज ओनली 2D array व्हेन मल्टी डायमेंशनल array का कंसेप्ट डिस्कस होने वाला हो तो. नेक्स्ट how we are going to identify that which array is one dimensional array and which array is two dimensional array. This we are going to crack down or acknowledge with the help of subscript. The number of subscripts in the label, in the title, in the declaration part of the array will decide how many dimensions are going to be in this particular collection. Whether it is going to be one dimensional, whether it is going to be two-dimensional array. What is a subscript? A set of square brackets. On keyboard, square brackets का symbol है हमारे पास already keyboards पे. तो इस open and closure को, इस particular symbol को, इस set of bracket को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Subscript. सबसे पहले we have to decide what is going to be the name or label of the collection of homogeneous elements. जो हम array बनाना चाह रहे हैं उसका name क्या है? सबसे पहले we have to decide that. Later on we will decide how it is going to be, how we are going to represent our data, whether it is going to be 1D array or 2D array. So if my array is a 1D array, then suppose the group name, the array name is X. For example, the name of array is X. And I am going to store 10 elements in that particular array. So how I am going to represent this? I am going to attach only a single subscript, with the label, the name of the array. And within this subscript, I am going to define number of elements that I am going to store in the array. If I have defined 10 here, X 10, that means array name is X with number of elements 10. 10 elements is X नाम के array में store होंगे. And general representation of this particular one-dimensional array is like this. X is what? Array name, and I is number of elements that we want to store in the array. So, अगर हमें ऐसी representation दिखती है only one subscript, one set of subscript हमें दिखता है, तो that means it refers to an element in the one dimensional array X. X नाम के 1D array में हमारा एक एलिमेंट, पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट की हम बात कर रहे हैं. ओके. एंड सिमिलरली अगर मेरा array 2 dimensional array है, if I want to create a matrix of 2 order 2 by 2 or 2 by 3, then how I'm going to represent that particular, I'm going to notate that particular array? First, the name of the array, then for 2 arrays, for 2 dimensional array, I'm going to include, write 2 set of subscript. First subscript is for number of rows and second subscript for number of columns. If my matrix is of, my 2D array is of 2 by 3 order, number of rows are 2 and number of columns are 3, then I am going to represent them as 2 by 3, like this. If I have represented my array like this, that means there are 2 dimensions. First dimension is what we have written in first subscript, second dimension what we have written in second subscript. Alright. And in arrays, we can also include pointers and pointers in order to in order to access arrays and their locations, their values in a better way, in a more efficient way. Alright. So this is the introductory part of the array. Later on we will discuss in another video.